Hello everyone, today we are doing a Sims 4 speed build for the all pack save file in Newcrest this time. And this is another one that I did a while ago. It was originally a limited pack build, and I was just doing a series of limited pack builds, nothing in particular. This one was my favorite packs. It ended up only having two of my favorite packs, so it was an incredibly limited build. It had, I believe, Parenthood and cats and dogs, I think. I want to say those were the two. The original, this version here, is up on the gallery. The new, ever so slightly edited version should also be up on the gallery. That one you'll find more recently on my gallery page. Whereas the other one is quite a ways down on my gallery page. The only things that I really added were a couple of different things, couches for the living room, which you'll see eventually, and like a rug. There wasn't much that I changed, is what I'm trying to say, from this original version. I just loved this house so much as it was, even being a significantly limited pack a build. I just think it turned out so cute that I didn't really want to change too much about it, so I didn't. So, the original idea behind these limited pack a builds were that I wanted to do a few of them that were my favorite packs and or favorite pack combinations, and I wanted to do a few that were pack combinations that were popular amongst the community, and I wanted to do a few that were just like the random pairing of different packs that you wouldn't normally think of together, but could potentially fit together if done the right way. It wasn't like a series or anything. I just kind of wanted to experiment with the different build styles in the game. I ended up only doing a few videos. This one, which was only two, like I said before, of my favorite packs. I think I have like four, maybe five favorite packs that I absolutely cannot live without in The Sims 4. But this one only ended up having two of them because I kind of forgot to add stuff from the third pack, which I think was supposed to be backyard stuff. I don't remember now if some of the problem was that I was trying to keep the budget on the smaller side, or if I literally just forgot to incorporate that pack while I was building. I was having so much fun just using cats and dogs pack and parenthood pack that I didn't even consider adding backyard stuff in there as well. And so it ended up being just the two packs. But if I had to say, if I had to do a build, or if I wanted to do a build, I should say, with all of my favorite packs, that would have to include backyard stuff because I love that pack. It would also include city living in some way, shape, or form because I love city living. I don't know why. I love San Myshuno. I love city living. I'm not a big city, tall apartment buildings and skyscrapers kind of girl. I'm more of a I'm not, I don't want to say I'm a rural girl either, even though I've lived my entire life in rural towns. I'm more of an in-between kind of girl, like not skyscrapers, big city, but like bigger by far than where I currently live, I think would be nice. And maybe because city living was the first real like city expansion pack that we got with this game, maybe that's why I fell in love with it so much. I mean, Newcrest is city like, but it was still way more small suburban outside of a big city, you know? It was still sort of small town ish feeling, whereas city living was full on city, you know? It is a city. So I think that's maybe why I fell in love with it. Had we have gotten Evergreen Harbor first with the eco living or eco lifestyle pack, I probably would have fallen in love with that one more. Although, I'm gonna be honest, and eco lifestyle or whatever it's called is not in my top 5 favorite packs. The reason for that is the same reason why I dislike certain parts of the Sims games, and that is it's too niche. The world is too very much, this is an expansion pack, this is a mini game within a larger game. Does that make sense? I didn't as much feel this way with The Sims 3 as I do with The Sims 4. Although arguably you could say The Sims 3 was very much the same way. I think the one that probably did it the best was maybe the original Sims, because you were literally just building onto the base game. It wasn't like playing mini games within the larger Sims game. I guess if I was really pressed to describe it, it feels like the game is not cohesive. For instance, you can only really truly get neighborhood strays, stray cats and dogs, in Brindleton Bay. And the effects of industrialization or green living really only show up dramatically in Evergreen Harbor for eco lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? It's very, this is a mini game within the larger game. And that makes it not feel cohesive, and it makes it not fun for me. And with all the others, like Brindleton Bay, okay, you could pretend that it's a town or an island or whatever that just happens to have a very high population of strays. Where I live in the world, we do have a fairly high population of stray cats, but that's not normal for every town in our area. We also happen to live in a part of the town where we had a couple of families previously who were buying and or breeding cats and then just letting them run. They would literally get a cat and then just send it outside to live outside at all times. It was not indoor at all. And that's fine if you're living out on a huge piece of land or on a farm or whatever. But in town, it's kind of annoying. And they also tend to get run over by cars a lot. What we don't ever have here in our town is stray dogs, though. So that feels normal to me, to not have stray dogs. But to not have the occasional stray cat show up either is weird to me. Whereas Brindleton Bay, I think it's a little bit too excessive. You get too many strays, dogs and cats, and it's mostly dogs actually, and it's kind of annoying at times. Although Brindleton Bay does remind me of home. It's very similar to where I live in a lot of ways. So it holds a special place in my heart because of that. And of course, I am a huge pet lover. So it's also holding a special place in my heart because of that. But, you know, eco lifestyle doesn't have anything like that to kind of hold my heart there and make me fall in love with it despite its flaws. Hence it not being in my top 5. You know what I mean? But had we have gotten it first before City Living, who knows? I may have ended up falling in love with it despite the things that I don't like about it. Because it is a sort of slightly bigger city feel. It is slightly more denser feeling, and it does have like distinct areas where there's a distinct downtown area and a distinct, like higher density neighborhood area, and then a slightly, but not terribly much, lower density area. And it has apartments too. So, I probably honestly would have fallen in love with it had it have been first. But City Living was first, San Myshuno was first, and so it just holds a special spot in my heart, I guess. Yeah, so City Living, cats and dogs for all the reasons that I just described, backyard stuff. Parenthood is a big one for me. I love and hate that pack, but mostly love it. There are some annoying things that are a little bit excessive, in my opinion, at times, but generally I love that pack. And let me see. There are a lot that kind of vie for spot 5. Both big and small packs. But if I was really pressed to pick just one and no others for spot 5, I would say it would have to be either Island Living, just because I love all things warm and tropical, or, that's a hard one. I know I like a lot of packs that most other people don't like. Like, I don't hate Enchanted by Nature. I hate some of the aspects of it, like all the other packs. But I don't hate the fairies. I don't hate the lore of the fairies and the spellcasters. To me, it fits perfectly in the Sims world. And I think the fairies are very cute. They're very sparkly, princessy, which is something I think we could use more of in this game, is kind of kiddish, cute, and sparkly and fun and princessy. It's sort of the one thing we don't really have in the game, is that sparkly, princessy vibe. Like, sure, we have the castle building kit, but that's like real life medieval type stuff. It's dark and it's grungy and it's old and it's crumbly. It's not cute and princessy like a Barbie princess movie or, a Disney princess movie. It's real and it's grungy, and that's great too, don't get me wrong. But I think we could use more sparkle and fun. In fact, I wish Enchanted by Nature had more sparkle and whimsy and fun in it, if anything. But yeah, I do generally like Enchanted by Nature. I also like, I forget what the werewolf pack is called now, with Moonwood Mill. That's fun. That kind of grungy aesthetic can be really fun at times too. What else? What other ones would I pick? I don't know. It's hard to pick a fifth one because once I get that far down on the list, they all kind of run into the same problems of the annoyances of the pack almost perfectly balance out with the benefits of having the pack in the game. So it's hard to just pick one. But yeah, that's my general feeling about some of the packs. Maybe at some point I will sit down and do a video about which packs exactly that I like in which order and which ones I think fit well together. I'm feeling less burnt out on The Sims 4 lately, and I finally took my own advice and stopped going to places like Twitter and Reddit. So I'm also feeling a lot less burnt out on the community. I have recognized for a very long time that the Sims 4 community is massive, way, way bigger than what is represented on Twitter and Reddit. That's like a very tiny portion of the Sims 4 community, and it's a very negative, angry portion of the Sims 4 community, and that weighed on me very heavily. Also, there is the fact that we do have rumors going around that The Sims 4 is kind of coming to an end, and the recent stuff that the Sims team has posted on various social media spots kind of, in a way, almost confirms or at least does not deny that rumor. And so we still don't have disabilities. And that makes me both very extremely sad and kind of a little bit angry. It's been so slow to get disabilities represented in games, and then when we do, you have these people out there who just needlessly get angry about it. Why put disabilities in the game? It ruins everything. How does it ruin everything? Whether you realize it or not, you run into at least a handful of disabled people in your life. And it's just a normal, natural part of life. And in a life simulation game, especially, it should be there. And 25 years of The Sims claiming that they have been inclusive and diverse and yet completely ignoring the disability population. At first, I was excited about the hearing aids and the Omnipod Dexcom thing, but when that and a sticker on a parking lot was all we ended up getting, and now The Sims 4 might be done, that kind of felt like a slap in the face in a way. And so, yeah, I've been burnt out on The Sims and kind of disillusioned by everything, but I'm feeling slightly more optimistic, even if the rumors are true, based on some recent surveys. It kind of looks like there's a possibility that they may start right off the bat with the next version of the game, including some disability related stuff, which, other than the hearing aids, the parking lot sticker, and the Omnipod thing in The Sims 4, and the canes in The Sims 3 for elderly Sims, that would be way more than we've ever gotten in the almost 26 years now of this franchise. So I am patiently, or not so patiently, I guess, and optimistically looking forward to see how that all plays out. My hope is that it is as I believe it is going to be, and it would definitely renew my faith in the devs and The Sims and The Sims 4, the whole franchise and all of it. But only time will tell what is going to happen with all of that. We are nearing the end here in just a couple of minutes of the original portion of the speed build. What's going to happen is it's going to flip over to me updating the few minor things that I updated, and then we can add the walkthrough in after that. One thing I'm not going to do anymore with my walkthroughs is the first person point of view walkthrough. One, we don't ever play the game that way, and I don't decorate with a first person. I mean, I do. I decorate from the perspective of how are my Sims gonna see this and what is this gonna look like from their perspective. But also, obviously, like everyone else, I decorate from my sort of godly perspective as well. And so I'm just going to do the walkthroughs from that perspective from now on. It's faster, easier, less time consuming for me, but also I really don't like the way the camera kind of shakes and stutters a little bit when you're kind of in that tab first person point of view mode, and the way things look sometimes it just is not as cute as you would picture it, and it's a lot more time consuming to kind of get all the angles right and to do the walkthrough in a nice way that isn't annoying to watch, you know what I mean? So I'm just going to do it from the perspective of the player playing it for the walkthroughs at the end from now on. Hopefully people don't hate that too much. There seems to be a sort of 50-50 mix in the community. Some people do it from first person, some people do it from player perspective. It doesn't seem to bother anybody either way. So hopefully it's not too bothersome that I switch over to that format. And with the second build of the year and feeling a little bit better about everything, this means that I will try to do weekly builds for the all packs save file. I don't know about the base game only save file. I might try to do weekly builds for that as well. But to be honest with you, I enjoy using multiple packs. I enjoy using lots of packs. I know it's annoying for a lot of people because it's a very expensive game, and maybe I'll do a video where I talk about the easy ways that you can replace things, or what it would look like if you didn't have that pack installed, and how you can sort of fix that in the future if people would like to see that. But yeah, here's the cut where I come back in. So the other one was a bad recording of a YouTube video, by the way, and this one is actually an actual recording in the game. That's why there's the difference in the video quality as well. But yeah, I don't enjoy, especially on bigger builds like mansions, mostly on bigger builds like mansions, I really don't enjoy using base game only. I'm fine with doing it for smaller homes or even small to medium sized homes, but once you get in medium to large, and large sized homes, it just feels like base game only is way too restrictive for me, and I'm just not. I don't know. I just cannot create anything with that. Not that I'm not gonna keep trying, it just probably won't be a weekly thing like the all pack save file, unfortunately. But I will try to get several of them done. Also, I am trying currently to get my Discord up to the point where my free, always free, never paid for, you don't even have to have a membership. It's just somewhere for me to house all my stuff at Patreon. Pretty soon they will both be fairly identical in the content that they have on them. So if you prefer just to go to the Patreon and download something, you have that option. But if you'd like to, you could join my Discord and we can chat and you can download the stuff from that as well. I believe you don't have to have an account at all in any way, shape, or form to use the Patreon, but I'm not 100% sure about that. I figured doing it at both places, if Patreon does require a login, even though I don't require memberships, chances are people have one or the other, Discord or Patreon. So there's, two chances for you to get the stuff. Plus, you can always just go to the Sims 4 gallery and get my homes if you just want to do it that way as well. Although a lot of people say they have a lot of trouble with the gallery. So, that might not be the best option. But this is the last thing I am updating this house with. And then I will add the walkthrough in here. Okay, and here we have it. This is the front yard with its fluffy gardens and porch covered in more plants. If we go inside, we have the dining room, which basically I think I just changed the little rug there because I thought it was cute and it fit in really well. The living room where I changed the chairs, couches, I guess, to better, cuter seating that I thought fit the vibe a little bit more. Plus, I added the bug home for butterflies and stuff. Here's the bathroom, didn't change anything there. Here's the kitchen, didn't really change anything there either. Here's the backyard, a little deck with seating and grill. And then we have a toddler slide here because this house is set up for a toddler and infant. I didn't change anything up here from the original version. Oh, I did add a couple of toys from Adventure Awaits, though. But other than that, I didn't really change anything. I just added those two things and then took away the chair that was right here. But here's the big family bathroom, a little computer area in the hallway, parents' bedroom, and kids' bedroom. And let's take a look at it with the roof up. There you go. I love this house so much. I think it's so adorable, and I think it fits in this area pretty well. Hopefully you enjoy it too. If you do, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.